Your request was always thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and also on Instagram. Like I said, your voice is great. My guest is on the show. Ralawe. How you doing, girl? How are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm doing amazing. I will give thanks. Give thanks. We're still here, and we're doing the best we can. To keep in this lockdown and everything. But yeah, we're doing amazing.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. It's good. It's good to see everybody, keeping healthy, and that saves lives. And also know that you guys are living well. Everyone is smiling. That's a good thing. So we just want everyone to stay positive. How's the family doing at this epidemic time? How are they all doing?
Well, I just had a little bit of what you were saying there, Chris, but we're doing amazing. The children are off school and they're really disciplined. They understand that it's not holidays. It's time to really get back home and do the house chores and clean and play, but also do some school work. So it's balancing really well. So they do understand that part, that we are having this epidemic and everybody gotta stay home and stay safe. So yeah, it's really it's a new thing, but I guess we're all living through it.
Very new. Very. It is very unusual, but I think it is a good thing for all different sides. My condolences go to those who have lost their life, and I really, really hope that things get back to normal. But at least it is very important that we all reflect back to what is happening. And it's one of the reasons why I said I'm bringing you on the show today to talk about it. The issue going on in China right now. What's your take about it when it comes to the Africans living in China?
Well, Chris, as I feel really bad for the discrimination that is happening. We don't have to only condemn what is happening. We really have to make noise and irritate whoever is taking advantage of Africans in any country. And especially now that is this epidemic or pandemic is happening, I don't think it's fair to select a few races and make them to be a center of attention, because I believe that everybody, since this whole COVID-19 thing started, we've all been following rules and regulations and all been praying and hoping that it will get over and done with so everybody can live. Unfortunately, a lot of people are losing their lives. So, but we all in solidarity with China that this has had to happen, and a lot of people lost their lives and it moved to other countries, and we are pretty much trying to survive through it. So I don't think it's fair. I think it's really, really wrong that some places or some people, but we have to remember, Chris, that the majority, the population of China is 1 point something billion, maybe 1.3 billion of people. It's a lot of people. So we can't say everybody is discriminating or is discriminating against. So I think we just have to speak up. If something is wrong, we need to speak up and act to it, and those who are accountable have to answer to it. Otherwise, I think it's really unfair that you have to pinpoint specific kinds of people. But if we look into it, I'm sure it can be explainable.
Yeah, but if you look at it in different ways, the way China went about it is bad, especially with people, pregnant women evicted from their home, people who pay rent 6 months in advance evicted from their home. Leave them in the streets. You call them, they're the one that bring virus to your country, whereas the world knows the virus actually came from China. So why is that table turned over to Africa?
Yes. I really wanted to find out more about it myself, so I kind of listened to a few online broadcasters from Africa and China. And because I know for sure that China and Africa, they have this friendly relation, all right? And as like in South Africa, we are a member of BRICS, which is, these 5 economic worlds coming together to do their own thing instead of looking to the West. So there is kind of a propaganda from the West that's trying to make as if China now all of a sudden is the enemy of Africa. First of all, we are not looking we are not looking for people to feel sorry for us. I know we are African, and wherever we go in Africa, in the world, we are bound to be discriminated based on our, race or blackness or, I think the lack of culture. And people of China have this tendency of thinking maybe, they are not really friendly. I don't know. I think they don't come across very outspoken.
I can't really say they're friendly, because there is a circulation of a museum video going around lately, less than two days ago. Probably if I have access to that, I might, show highlight of it. In a museum where you have an African being described as an animal, that video is circulated to millions of people right now. So we've never seen that video before, but since this whole epidemic came out, and then China, playing Africans out of their homes, hotels, these are people who paid and work, schooling in there, and then they have a museum that can show where you put an African person, then you use an animal to compare the African person. That is not fair. And then China want to build a relationship with Africans. So how do you see this kind of view about China having that relationship with Africa?
Well, Chris, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to be a little different into the norm, because I understand that we all upset, but I want us to concentrate more on the benefits of what China is doing in Africa and what Africa is doing to China. There's lots of African people living in China, and obviously no one is supposed to be discriminated against. And it's not the first time that it's happening. Yes, those things are happening. They've been happening in Belgium. They've been happening in France. They've been happening in America. Trump has called Africa some place, that is not a place to live.
Of course.
So, what I'm trying to say is these delegates of this Chinese government, they did come forward. They did apologize, and they said they will look into what is happening to those other people, which is not the majority of people, because they understand the relations between Africans and Chinese. Not everybody, Chris, is calling Africans friends and brothers. You understand? Not everybody that Africans can look into, and you see your country being developed into a first world country, but the colonizers came and dig gold and diamonds and left the country in a mess without even running water. You understand? So if we look into Europe and America, they didn't do much. They just took and developed their own country. So we have to be careful who is the enemy, who is the real enemy here.
It's not like
so in this pandemic, they say that okay, you remember now they said there was no longer fresh infected people after they closed down Wuhan and everything for a couple of months. So they said now it's the people who came from outside, but yes, the discrimination came that they lied. Obviously, some Africans were there who tested positive, but 90% of those people are Chinese people who tested positive. So the stigma, yes, we have to make noise, and we're not going to tolerate China, even if we have friend relations with China. We're not going to tolerate China insulting our people in China, and lie about it and say they have no idea what is happening on the ground, because most of these delegates, they say they really have no idea this is happening.
Okay, we have like 3 minutes to wrap this up very quick. My next question for you would be, if we can share this together, both agree and disagree. One, why are African leaders not really putting more comments about this? Yes, we understand Europe, America, everybody have done their part. Africa is always the scapegoat of all of this old crazy stuff that's happening between Africans and this. So my question is, what are the African leaders doing right now? What are they talking about? What are they bringing forward? What are they going to bring to change this view of how people treat Africans from around the world, everywhere?
That's my worry, because we have African leaders who really who don't have the backbone to protect their citizens based on maybe they are growing old. They need to step down. African leaders right now are not doing much for Africa. And I truly believe in God that it's going to change soon, because the youth like us, we have to step up and make this noise. I'm very proud that you are doing this and we are speaking up, but there must be a revolution. There must be a change. They must step down, because obviously they are the ones who are actually doing worse than what Chinese or anybody outside Africa is doing to its own people. And
it is really sad. It is really sad. As a black man,
really sad.
As a black man, we experience this. Even up to this very day, I still experience it. In the last couple of days ago, weeks ago, I did experience it. So, it's just that we Africans, we need to come out, we need to start speaking up. We need to start looking to ourselves and be able to trash this issue once and for all. Because this issue that China did, in all fairness, it is unacceptable, no matter what at all. You cannot really throw people out in a situation that is deadly. That everybody has to be indoor.
Africans in China are there in business. They are there they are scholars.
Of course.
They are not a burden of anybody. And the freedom they have, we are business people, we are educators, we are the artists. They just need to open up to different cultures, because we are a part of the global world. We are not just Africa, because Africa is great to say Africa is poor. Africa is bigger than a poor country. We are doing our best, but we need to push more, because right now it's only us who can save ourselves.
That's very true.
So I think I'm proud of my African brothers standing up in China. And we are here in solidarity, and we'll make sure that we don't put their names in vain. But at the same time, we have to be careful not to hate on the very same brother who claims to be a brother. So we have to give each other a chance and see where this leads. Otherwise, we can see the coronavirus is not even a major in Africa as they wish it could be, or they were hoping it would be in the West. Obviously, it's all part of discriminating, but I believe we are strong, we can make it.
Thank you so much. Okay, this is where we're going to wrap things up. Running out of time. We have less than 10 seconds to wrap this up, but for viewers at home, I know. For viewers at home, Nohno, thank you so much. Nohno is an activist. Every time there's issue like this, we love to want to bring her in here. Thank you so much for joining us today. And for viewers at home, we're talking about this. Thank you for following us on Facebook, Twitter, and also on Instagram. Make sure you follow the rest of this program. Next, we're going to have more guests coming up on this show. Make sure this issue about China discrimination about Africa never goes away. It has to be talked about, and there must be some way and a dialogue and solution to it. It's all we can talk about for today. Take care and God bless.